Deku's mother, Inko Midoriya, a kind and sweet lady, who loves above all things her son, and would do anything to see him happy. Inko was born on July 4th under the sign of Cancer. She is part of the 4th generation in her family to be born with quirk. The name of her quirk is unknown, however, it functions like Nagato Pain's Bansho Tenon, that is, she has the ability of attraction. Specifically, she can attract small objects to her, because she never seriously trained her power. It is a bit weak, although useful to facilitate some things at home. What's up guys, I'm Mr. Botaku, the YouTuber with a strange accent, and let's talk about the life of Inko Mama Midoriya. From a very young age, Inko was very pretty and quite attractive. She had a pretty normal life. Going to school, she met a very handsome guy named Hisashi Midoriya, of whom little information is known. He apparently had a fire breath quirk or something like that. Inko and Hisashi quickly fell in love. They got together out of wedlock and had sex, lots of hot sex. Everything was going well in her life, until she got pregnant. That's when Hisashi went to the farthest 7-Eleven for cigarettes and never came back. Inko was completely devoted to her son, whom she treated as her biggest hero, but when her son turned out to be a quirkless, she consoled him and apologized as if it was her own fault. By this point, she was living with a lot of stress and pain because of her husband's abandonment and her son's situation, and because of this she was gaining weight. After Deku received the One for All, he tells his mother that miraculously his quirk had been activated. Inko is very happy for her son and decides to support him in his dream of becoming a hero, so much so that when Deku took the exam to enter the UA, Inko was equally or more nervous than her son. Fortunately, Izuku is accepted into the UA. Obviously, they were not going to reject him if he is the main character. In April, school was starting, and when Deku was getting ready to go, Inko approaches him to wish him the best and also give him a gift. She made him his first hero costume. She saw the designs that Izuku had made, and while he slept she started to sew it with much love. Dude, I want to cry. What tenderness give this pair. Inko did this in large part because at some point she came to doubt her son and told him that they would support him in everything. Izuku accepts the suit and wears it with great pride. During the sports festival, Inko was always watching her son's participation on television, and when she sees Izuku finish first during the race, she begins to cry with happiness, incredulous of how her son had evolved so much. On the other hand, during the epic fight of Deku vs Todoroki in the finals, Inko can't help crying, but this time out of concern, and there we see her surrounded by Kleenex. The day after the sports festival and during breakfast, Inko talks to her son and mentions that she fainted from worrying so much and affirms that Izuku's quirk was too dangerous, but she will still support him in everything. After a while, Izuku gets involved in an incident with the League of Villains, and certain heroes and anti-heroes. On one occasion, Inko had to go to the police station for her son. She cried with happiness to see that her Izuku was fine. There she asks him to please not to worry her so much. Deku tells her yes boss, but the opposite happens, and her son's group was constantly attacked by very dangerous criminals, and even the League of Villains kidnapped one of his classmates, Kashin. Inko felt too worried, to the point of not letting Deku attend school. Because of this, All Might himself shows up at her house. Inko is surprised to see the peace symbol entering her living room. There they talk seriously about Izuku's situation. There is a moment of tension, until All Might asks Inko for permission for Deku to go live in the new UA dormitories, supposedly so they can keep them safe from all those villains and thugs. Inko flatly refuses and explains that she is very worried because her son's quirk, instead of helping him, is causing him more harm, and she is deeply concerned about her son's future as a professional hero, even more so after seeing the All Might vs All for One fight, for which the #1 hero had to retire. Inko is unable to bear the thought of her son having to face such beasts. She says she does not trust UA and does not intend to entrust her only son to him. Izuku tries to convince her that his injuries are due to his incompetence to control his power. She replies that it is independently the school's responsibility to take care of its students. She understands that she may be very strict, but it is because she cares about him. Inko says that it is fine for Izuku to follow his dream, but he could do it in a safer environment, in another school perhaps. Here Izuku pulls out a thank you letter given to him by a boy named Kota, a boy who hated heroes and quirks, a boy who Deku saved during a training camp. Izuku mentions that although he has a lengthy way to go, that child and that letter for a moment made him really feel like a hero. All Might, moved to see Izuku's maturity, turns into his muscular form and kneels before Inko, further apologizes on behalf of the UA for his negligence, finally returns asking her permission to walk beside Izuku on his hero's path, promising to protect him even if it cost him his own life. Inko is shocked to see this, falls to her knees and says that all she cares about is that her son is happy and that no one should trade their life for someone else's. She asks All Might to go on living and that if he is protecting and nurturing Izuku, she will allow him to go live at the school. All Might congratulates Inko for being such a good mother, so she sneakily leaves her WhatsApp and Telegram to send each other hot messages. She also mentions to Deku that her mom reminds her a lot of her teacher Nana Shimura. Time goes by, and when everyone was updating their costumes, Mineta asks Deku why she didn't change her ugly costume. Deku replied that her mother made that costume and that's why it was special. And well, even though deep down Inko knows the risks her son is taking, she will always be there supporting him in his dreams. Poor Mom Midoriya, she has to endure a lot of stress and worries about what is coming for her son. Because the real dangers are just around the corner. And well, this is so far the story of Mama Midoriya, Inko, a kind and loving woman. Tell me in the comments what you think of this beautiful story, give this video a megastiata, subscribe to this channel and see you in the next video. Bye.